Do you really need $2.5 million to buy a self-storage property? I bought the facility behind me for only $475,000. I was nervous because it needed a lot of work and I'd never bought self-storage before, but it had expansion potential, and given local construction costs, I thought it was a great deal. In this video, I'll walk you through how I found the deal, what I needed to do to buy it, and how you can buy your first self-storage facility. Stick around to the end and you'll see exactly how much I'm making from this small local property. Over half of the US self-storage market is controlled by only 100 companies. The top 5 alone, Public Storage, Extra Space, CubeSmart, National Storage Affiliates, and U-Haul, control over 35%. These big players run ultra-efficient facilities with polished operations and multi-story buildings in all of the major large cities. But what about the rest of the market? Well, that's where we add value. The other half of the market is fragmented. You'll find outdated facilities in smaller towns, many of them with gravel lots or no website or marketing, often run by mom and pop owners. That's exactly what I'd look for. I wasn't even actively looking for self-storage when I came across this property. I was actually researching single-family home sales in Joshua Tree. I happened to own a couple of short-term rentals nearby, and when I saw this listing, it caught my eye. It looked like an old abandoned warehouse. Actually, it had sat empty for about 10 to 15 years. But I knew the area well. A few years earlier, I needed self-storage myself and had to drive over 40 minutes just to find an available unit. So when I saw this listing hit the residential MLS, I knew there might be something there.
First thing I looked at, the price. It was listed at $650,000. The building has 7,046 rentable square feet, which comes out to about $92 per square foot. A pretty good number for Southern California. Next, I checked market rents. I searched self-storage near me on Google, visited competitor websites, and found that a 10 by 10 in this area goes for about $150 a month, or about $1.50 per square foot. If you multiply $1.50 by 12 months in the year, you'll get $18 per square foot per year in rent. Take out 35% for expenses, just a ballpark figure, and you'll be left with $11.70 in net operating income per square foot. If you divide that by the purchase price of $92 a square foot, you're looking at a stabilized cap rate of roughly 12.7%. Not bad, but that was before factoring in the massive renovation this property needed. So I ran a full pro forma and realized $650,000 was just simply not going to cut it. I ended up buying the property for $475,000 and had a rehab budget of about $175,000 to maintain my total project cost of $650,000. We had to fix the roof, asphalt, put in all new doors, fencing, gates, cameras, the works. I also knew this would be run remotely, so I needed software, a website, call center, and solid operations from day one. I was able to secure a $500,000 construction loan, which meant I only needed $150,000 out of pocket. I closed the deal and got right to work. New doors, new paving, fencing, gates, security, website, phone lines, and online marketing. We went live on January 1st of 2025, and by May, we were already 75% full. This means we were already covering our expenses and debt service within 5 months of operations. Let's go over the numbers. Our gross income, annualized, is about $90,000 a year. In general, we aim for about a 10% vacancy. And that's, people coming and going every month. So that's $9,000 right off the top. Our operating expenses ended up being a little higher than we thought. They're about $23,000 a year. Big part of this is property taxes, and insurance has gone up pretty significantly. And then we have some fixed operating expenses like our website and phone lines and call center, things of that nature. All of that adds up to about $23,000 a year. So this particular facility is able to generate about a net operating income of about $58,000 a year. Our loan payments add up to $48,000 a year. So our total cash flow is a little over $10,000 per year, or about $865 per month. Now, this is where it gets interesting. If we were to sell this facility today, it's valued at about a 6.5% cap rate. That's the market sales price. Now, we're probably not going to sell because the cash flow is just too good, but if we were, the value would be about $900,000. Now remember, we have a $500,000 loan on the property, so our total equity today is right around $400,000. This isn't bad considering that we added a ton of value. $400,000 from our original $150,000 investment equates to $250,000 of potential equity for just about a year's worth of work.
This is just the beginning. My construction loan has a high interest rate, so the next step is to refinance to lower my cost of capital and unlock more cash flow. My plan isn't to flip this property. I want to hold it long term, run it remotely, enjoy the tax benefits, and one day pass it along to my heirs. Also, we're not done building. As you can see, there's plenty of land to add additional units. That's how we'll continue to force appreciation. So there you have it. You don't need millions to buy your first facility. You need a sharp eye, a good plan, and the right partners. If you found this video helpful, be sure to like and subscribe, and check out my other videos where you can learn how to value a facility or run one remotely.